Hello and welcome to this edition of the Time with Hime podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Cordes, joined by our superintendent, Mr. Hime. We are back.
It's August 1st. Wow.
New school year.
Summer just flies by.
It did.
Between you being on vacation, me being on vacation, meetings and conferences, we haven't got to do a podcast every week. Excited to be back and start podcasting again to reach out to our students, parents, and teachers, so that we can continue our communication.
Well, and we have a lot of things that happened over the summer and everything we did to prepare for the new school year. So let's start them off with check-in. We just had that last week.
Yep, check-in. We're going to digital forms, trying to make it easier, more efficient for parents as they check in. Hopefully it got smoother as the week went along, and then hopefully as the years go by, it gets just a smooth process. So we're excited about that because, you know, if you show up and you got 5 kids or 3 kids and you got to fill all that paperwork out all those times, and it doesn't self-populate some of it, that gets worrisome. And we'd like to take as many burdens off of our parents as we can.
And then if they have any issues or questions, they can always just call us at Shoemaker, and we'll make sure we can take care. Or their school.
Call their principal.
Yep, they can call their school.
That's our goal, is to work with everyone and try to make this a seamless, smooth process.
And we did have a physical check-in. Although we did electronic forms, we had the physical because students could get their ID, they can walk their schedule, they can do schedule changes with their counselor. So if you saw that or missed that this week, don't worry, we still have time.
Yeah, well, it's new to the district and such, so we still have that going on. You know, we have new students to the district rolling in it on a regular basis. That's just, once it hits August, things get pretty fast and furious. You know, like today, we have new teachers reporting. We have 80 brand new teachers at the LRC going through a 3-day workshop with numerous people coming in trainings to help prepare them as they start their first year of teaching.
And that sounds like a lot, but it's not. We're actually down in number of new teachers because a lot of ours stayed last year.
Yes, very exciting. Hey, our board stepped up. Everybody gets a retention bonus, $500. Very exciting. Wonderful to work for a school board that looks out for their staff and excitingly is willing to try to find a way and support us as we work to make those to make those possible.
And the one thing that's different, we did talk about the forms just a minute ago, but we want to remind our families about the lunch.
Oh, yes, we got to get back to that.
We got to share that.
You know, the federal government, during the pandemic, everyone ate free, breakfast and lunch. Now that that's over and that waiver's gone, you're going to have to fill out the paperwork. Now, my understanding is so far, all good at Lawton PS, everybody eats breakfast free.
Correct.
But lunch is still based upon your form, whether it's free, reduced, or full paid. So make sure you fill one of those forms out. Make sure you look at the form. There's more than one way to put your income down. No one knows whether you're full, free, or reduced. So, you know, and we'll work with our families as we go, because we haven't had to do that in a couple of years. So the understanding of how to fill the form out and to try to get as many families as we can to qualify so that we have students eating. The more students that eat, the better our lunch program is.
Exactly. And if there's anything that changes in the school year, we will update.
Oh, yes. You know, there's a big push out there. People still kind of wanting them to jump out there and, hey, let's go back to it. Maybe after school starts, there'll be enough pressure that we should let everybody eat free that they'll go back. We can cross our fingers.
And they did that before, so it's not like it hasn't happened. Now we have something else going on today, and that's the Gridiron Golf Tournament.
Oh, yep, awesome. You know what's exciting about that is every time we do the Foundation Golf Tournament, the Gridiron, and other things, it's so amazing. This is my 3rd year starting in Lawton. It just amazes me the community support behind Lawton Public Schools, and the Gridiron's another example of that. I know they've raised a lot of money, and there's a bunch of people playing golf, even though it's going to be 100 degrees, out there supporting our athletic programs as we get ready to start a new year.
And our teachers, the ones that are returning from last year, the official first day for them for professional development is this Thursday.
August 4th, we have State Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister is our keynote. This will be my 3rd year to start a school, and we haven't all got to be together yet. And so we're all going to be at the McMahon Center. She'll be the keynote. I'll get to have a short address to everyone, and we have some other speakers coming in just to give some short informational updates. It'll be about 8 to 11, 3 hours, but we're very excited about getting all our teachers together and having that meeting where we can share information and just be We Are LPS.
As we start the new year, what's one of the things you are looking forward to most?
Well, let's go back. We talked about athletics and the gridiron. Let's make sure we talk about the heat. The heat with athletics is always scary. I know our coaches are trained to have lots of water available, and we'll have those resources there. We'll monitor the heat index, and safety will be foremost on everybody's minds. We've had those discussions. But do know, as a parent or if you know students, make sure they're drinking lots of water the night before, because sometimes hydration's about the last 24 hours, not about the last 24 minutes.
Right.
So make sure we're constantly drinking water and staying hydrated as we go through the week and through this as practices go on. It's not abnormal. It is a little higher right now than what it is, and I coached football for years, and we always crossed our fingers that on August 8th that cold front's coming and we're going to get down to 90 instead of 100. Weather doesn't show that yet, but I know our coaches and everybody are doing a great job with that.
We've had some rain that's helped out, and I've
Yes.
seen our cross-country runners out there as well, early hours.
Yes.
So everybody's trying to get early and late at night.
Yes, and we're excited because one of the things we're working on is building some indoor facilities that our schools will have that they can do some workouts. They won't be that large, but they will definitely be awesome in this kind of heat, and because this heat sometimes brews thunderstorms and other things that we got to watch out for.
Well, we saw some fires this past weekend,
Yes.
so thankful for our fire departments out
Now,
there.
what are we excited about for
Yay.
23? Anytime you start with new initiatives, you look up and you say, okay, last year we had maker spaces in every elementary school. How much better will they be this year? But yet the other thing doing that, like at the elementary, is you hope that innovativeness, creativity will also spur your other teachers to start realizing, hey, this is what our kids like. So that's going to spread to the classroom. So we're going to see more innovation, more creativity, more engaging activities in our classroom. Very excited about it. TAP is moving to the high school, our technical applications program. It worked really well last year, but it's going to be in year 2. Those programs will get so much better. And then here at the LRC, just the idea, we know it's over doubled in the number of offerings they have and the different things we're doing. Seeing how that evolves, it's very exciting to see. And then, the big thing is that we don't even talk about enough, but we did a strategic plan last year. Numerous community members, our principals, a lot of our staff members, we had a lot of people worked really hard on that strategic plan, and we get to start implementing that and letting that drive our school, because we allowed everybody who wanted to have input in what LPS should look like tomorrow and 5 years from now. So we're really excited about starting that as well.
And to note, for any families that go up to any of our schools, they'll have posters with our goals and objectives for the next 5 years.
Yes. And like I said, one thing we want to do is be transparent. We want people who have questions to ask them. We have a info@lawtonps.org. You can email that anytime to ask questions. We'll try to answer them on the podcast or email back to answer. You can go to our webpage. We're working hard on our webpage to make it. Things move so fast, it's hard for our webpage anymore because we just change. Everything's just so fast. But lawtonps.org, if you got questions, feel free to ask them.
And is there anything else that you want to share with our families before we end our podcast? We'll be back next week with a new one.
Yes, we're just excited, and thank you for being a part of LPS.
All right, Mr. Hime, until next week, you guys, thank you for joining us. We're excited about the new school year. We can't wait to share all of the great things. Remember to follow us on our social media and like our YouTube page. Until next time, be well, stay safe, and make positive impacts. Have a good one.